A very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Global Online, and here we are back with our preparation for UGC NTA NET Paper 1 with your June 2024 cycle, which is definitely coming very nearby. And as you all know that we have already started with marathon series, and we have completed marathon series on teaching aptitude, research aptitude. We have completed series on communication, ICT. We have completed series on higher education system, and from today onwards we'll be starting a new unit, that is people development and environment. So this is a new unit we are going to start. And in this week as well as in next week, we'll be completing most important questions, repeated questions on this particular unit. So before we start with the session, a very important announcement from coming week, that is from 27th of May 2024, we'll be having new batches which will be starting live on the app. Obviously these batches will be focusing more on your revision with the help of marathon series, MCQ series, which will help you to crack your examination with a good amount of concentration as well as preparation. So make sure that you do not miss this chance and try to join these batches as early as possible in the form of crash course. Now, in order to join the batches, what you have to do is, with the help of Google Play Store, you have to download the Global Online app, register yourself with the registered mobile number. Once you do that, you have to go for the course selection, which will help you to give understanding what exactly do we have in course, with a choice of language also, whether you want to opt it for English or you want to opt it for Hindi. Apart from that, you will be having theory lectures, evaluation test, note, mock test, MCQ lectures, marathon series, crash courses are also available, so that in the last point of time, even in the span of a month, you can able to prepare yourself and crack the examination. The contact details are given below. You can get in touch with our team members in order to understand, or if you have any query, you can sort with that. We also provide assistance for paper 2 exclusively for commerce, management, computer science, Marathi, history and economics. The advantage of paper 2 is that along with paper 2, you'll be getting a complete paper 1 free in the form of daily live lectures, syllabus notes, previous year question papers, MCQ series, which will be completely free with a paper of paper 2, whichever choice of paper 2 you have. At the same time, as I said, contact details are given below, so you can get in touch with the team in order to get your queries sorted out, right? So today I have taken 10 questions. Today the questions are a little bit light, so that many of you have the a very wrong notion that people development and environment is something which you cannot crack it. The only thing is that here you have to be very clear with some factual information and questions. There is where you have to prepare a lot. Here you cannot definitely assume or presume and answer the question. A lot of factual informations are there. How? That I'll help you to understand with the help of this coming questions, right? So the two important topics, write and take it down if you have your notepad with you, is sustainable development goals and millennium development goals. Now, apart from goals, how to study this, I'll come to the question also. First, please try to understand how to study this particular topic. Sustainable development goal and millennium development goals, you have to be very clear with the goals. Not only this, nowadays there are a lot of questions which are in depth from these goals. It means they are related with the goals, numbers. From the numbers you have to identify the goals, you have to identify a little bit internally deep questions on that. So we will prepare that, but today, as I said, I'll just give you a quick brief understanding about the factual questions, right? So sustainable development goals, which is also called as SDGs, are formally known as what? Do we call them as transforming our world 2030 agenda, sustainable living for all 2022 agenda, life of dignity for all 2022 agenda, one planet, one people 2030 agenda? Okay. So yes, coming with the very easy question it is, but I am just making sure that these topics are very well learned. So sustainable development goals, they are formally called as what? They are formally called as transforming our world 2030 agenda. Now these are the goals which we have listed on the screen. Now we have 17 goals. Now please try to understand, as I said in the previous explanation also, these goals are now given with the goal numbers. So nowadays that they give you the goal numbers and they tell you to identify the goals, and in that also, like for example, if it is something related to quality education or climate action, you have internally deep questions in that. So it's not only that you have to learn the goals and that's all is over. Certain topics you have to really dive into it and understand it very well and prepare for it. Okay, so you can take, I will be doing previous year questions also in these series, but still you can go on your own also in previous year question series and try to find out how in detailing the question comes, right? Okay, coming to the next question. Statement questions we have. Millennium Development Goals were adopted in the United Nations in the year 2010. That is statement number 1. Statement 2 says that developing a global partnership for development was one of the Millennium Development Goals. So they have given two statements. One says that the goals MDGs were adopted in the United Nations in the year 2010. The second statement says that developing a global partnership for development was one of the agenda for Millennium Development Goals. So how does these statements justify? Whether the statements are right, whether they are wrong, whether they are correct. How do you justify these statements? I hope everyone has read the question very clearly, and you can answer the questions. Yes. So whether only statement 1 is correct, whether it is only statement 2 sorry, whether it is 1 and 2, or whether it is neither 1 nor 2. Okay, coming to the statements, both the statements, and looking after both the statements, obviously when we talk about Millennium Development Goals, they were adopted in the year 2010 up to 2015, right? And yes, developing a global partnership for development was one of the Millennium Development Goals. So that is one of the goal which was listed during the time of their establishment. So yes, both the statements, statement 1 and 2, both of them stands to be what? Stands to be correct, right? Okay. Coming to the next question. Now see here, here also I have taken little bit mild question, but as I said, little bit level will be higher. So here they have given you identify the sustainable development goals from the given list. So they have provided you one list, that is zero hunger, quality education, universal primary education, clean water and sanitation, green agriculture, climate action. So now you have understood that why it is important for you to know these 17 goals first of all, because such question they comes, if they give, obviously they will be having odd man out giving. So out of the options given, 6 options codes you have, out of the 6 options which are given below, how will you understand that which of them, or how do you bifurcate that which of them are sustainable development goals, that is SDGs. Now see, this is one of the question which is very factual. Unless and until you do not know the 17 goals appropriately or properly, it will be very difficult for you to understand this question and answer this question in a right way. So it's not only about understanding, it's clearly understood, but writing or appearing and making the question correct is very important, Dave. So if you look at all the goals which are listed below, out of which, okay, someone has said option number C, just correct yourself. It is basically you have zero hunger, yes, quality education, just now we saw. We do not have universal primary education, we have clean water and sanitation, and we have a climate action. We do not have something called as green culture. It's not listed under sustainable development goal. Now maybe you people are very clear of sustainable development goals, you people have learned it properly, or you have studied this sustainable development goals. Yes, fourth option is right. Now please remember one thing, what happens during the examination time is that you do not get enough time to revise the goals. So you have studied right now, it is very fresh in your mind. Maybe for a week you have studied, and even if any point of time it has been asked, you can reproduce, but after a long gap, no, it's very difficult to reproduce it very correctly. And for that reason, it's very important for you that you have to keep this revising at an alternative breaks, and before the examination you should definitely revise this, because this is a sure question which is going to come. This is helpful for management syllabus. This is helpful for any of your paper 1 syllabus. So even if you are a management student but your paper 1 remains common, Vijay, if I am not wrong, so this is really helpful for your paper 1, right? Okay, yes. Coming to any other doubt, let me know. Coming to the Millennium Development Goals, as we studied right now, Millennium Development Goals were adopted by what? What was the theme? What exactly these goals were about? I mean to say, it talks about hunger, primary education, gender equality, child morality, maternal health, okay, environmental sustainability, to fight the difficult diseases, and the global partnership for development. See, this global partnership for development was one of the statement given over here. So see, this was a statement. It leads to development, was one of the goal. So please make sure the sentences given are, see how the sentences are formed, and the sentences can be also twisted just to make you, think, or make sure that you just commit a mistake. So be careful when you're revising. It's now you are very clear, but your revision should be very, very well done, right? Okay, coming to the next question. Now again we have a statement question. So here the statement talks about there are 3 statements, right? The Millennium Development Goals were to be achieved by 2015, that is statement number 1. The Sustainable Development Goals will guide United Nations Development Program policy until 2035. The Sustainable Development Goals came into effect in Jan 2016, right? So just make sure that from the given list, they have given only 3 statements, right? From the given list, which statement stands to be correct? Okay, till then I'll just see. Ashwini, very good evening. I'm fine. Hope the same with you. Vijay, ma'am, some for paper 2 management. Yes, Vijay, on the channel, if you go on Global Online, for every unit we are conducting MCQs. So there is no, there are important topics. In fact, bit of paper pattern also has changed, but every topic's, revision is going in the form of MCQs. You can please go to the channel and make sure that you are watching those videos. It will really help you with the clearance of concepts as well as attempting the questions, if you are completely, not prepared for paper 2. Right? Okay. Yes. Coming to the question and answer. Yes. Now see over here. We have to consider the statements which are correct. Now the Millennium Development Goals were to be achieved by 2015. Right. The Sustainable Development Goal will guide United Nations Development Program policy until 2035. No, it is basically until 2030. So the statement does not stands to be right. The Sustainable Development Goal came into effect in Jan 2016. So that statement stands to be right. So you have to be, again, second important point in under this unit is the factual information with respect to the dates. Okay, so very important. I have in my theory lecture, when I took theory lectures, I have made sure I have explained you the conferences of parties. We have done Sustainable Development Goals, Millennium Development Goals with all the factual information. So you can please, whenever you have time, go back to the classes, revision classes of this unit. Just revise them, and it will be little bit, a recalling part will be done easily, right? Okay. Now next, which of the following are Millennium Development Goals? So now they have given us a long list, and from that long list we have to now select Millennium Development Goals. So whether eradicating extreme poverty and hunger comes under that, improving maternal health comes under that, addressing climate change, promoting gender equity, or ensuring energy security for all. So they have listed some of the goals, okay, and they are asking you that we have to identify. So as a student you have to identify which are Millennium Development Goals. So the options given are almost 5 options are there in front of you, and below you have the codes that which option stands to be or matches perfectly with the respect to what, with the respect to sustainable development goals. So let's see how many of you are able to answer this question. Yes. Okay, 5th question. Okay, mostly all of them have started answering. Okay, so coming to question number 5. Yes, so eradicating extreme poverty and hunger, definitely yes. Improving maternal health, just now we did. Addressing climate change, no, that comes under sustainable development. Gender equity, yes. Energy security, no. So these are the 3 options which stands under what, which comes under millennium development goals. So till now, see, we have done 5 questions. All these 5 questions were based on your options, or your topic, sustainable development goal and millennium development goals. But if you saw the nature of questions, how the questions were, what exactly the twist was there, in depth, maybe they can, as I said, they can give you the goals and they can tell you to identify their description. So you have to be very thorough with this topic. Apart from that, what I said is, during the examination, just before the examination, you need to make sure that before going to the examination, you are revising these topics. This is very, very important. It should be very, very clear before you go to the examination, right? Okay, coming to the next question. Which of the following objectives of Millennium Development Goals, okay, the progress in the world as whole has been least satisfactory? So now they have said that they have given you the objectives of Millennium Development Goals, and they are asking you to find out the progress of which of the goal has been least satisfactory. So whether it is, halting by 2015 and beginning the reverse spread of AIDS, eliminating gender disparity, reducing the proportion of population, or reducing half proportion of people who have suffered by hunger. So where have you seen a least satisfactory, growth with respect to Millennium Development Goals? Yes. I'll just give a small minute so that everyone can, come to the answer quickly. If anyone is not aware of this topic or not learned it, let us give them some time. Okay, let's see. So when we talk about the goals listed, and when we talk about the least, which has shown the satisfaction level, that is reducing the proportion who suffer, half proportion, that is 50% of the proportion who has suffered from hunger. No, please, the ones who have said that reducing the proportion of population, no, it doesn't takes into consideration any of the goals except the one which talks about what, that the proportion of the people who suffer from hunger, by 2015. There they have not shown any major changes. So it is least satisfactory. So there is no much weightage in that particular parameter, right? Okay. Coming to the next is, the aims and objectives of the following have co-benefits with sustainable goals. Now see, they have given various protocols and agreement, and they are saying that the aim and objectives of these protocols or agreements have co-benefits with sustainable development goals. So they have certain collaborative benefits. So what are they? What type of goals are there? Whether they are International Solar Alliance, whether it is Montreal Protocol, whether it is Paris Agreement, whether it is Convention on Biodiversity, whether it is National Action Plan on Climate Change. So which of the benefits, or these of the benefits of these particular bodies have co-benefited the sustainable development goals? So let's see which of them. So it is basically the protocol or alliances or agreement. So you have to say which of them has a satisfactory, which of them has a benefit with the SDGs. Okay. Let's see how many of you are able to answer. Question number 7, everyone. We are on question 7. Yes. Okay. So yes, some of them have started answering. Others also can please read and try to come on the topic on your own. So when we talk about the co-benefits with reference to International Solar Alliance or Montreal Protocol or Paris Agreement or the Convention on Biodiversity or National Plan on Action Change, out of this the co-benefit is seen on what? The co-benefit is seen on International Solar Alliance, yes. Paris Agreement, yes. Convention on Biodiversity and National Action Plan on Climate Change. There is nothing with reference to Montreal Protocol, because here obviously we have to ensure that we work on the depletion, right? And for that it is made. So there is no co-benefit. So here when we talk about, when we talk about International Solar Alliance, which is basically the government launch with respect to the solar treaty. Yes, it was ratified. It means certain changes were made, and the development took place on 17th of July 2021 with respect to rules, regulations and standards for energy. And yes, also it proposed a financial agency that will help to pool the resources from the world in order to use them to finance these solar power projects. So this topic was actually again a regular topic in net examination, but nowadays here the question formation is different. So as and when the question comes, I'll help you to understand. So right now just focus. So see, if you remember, till now we have covered almost 7 questions, and in every question either we are facing that question on sustainable development goals or we are facing the question on millennium development goals. So just make sure that these topics are very, very, very important when it comes to people development and environment, right? Okay, coming to the next question, the concept of sustainable development relates to what? So we are speaking about sustainable development in so many questions we read. You have heard about it. So what does it tells? Does it tells consumption level? Does it tells exhaustible resources? Does it tell social equity? Or does it talks about intergeneralization equity? So what does the concept of sustainable development relates to? So you have to identify the concept which is related to the given. That is, with the help of sustainable development, which of the following concepts get related? Yes, why the concept of sustainable development, is it not clear with every one of you? What does sustainable development means over here? You just have to understand. Sustainable development, it's nothing but it is the resources which are being used, okay, and not only provided well to the current generation but also to the future generation. It is basically intergenerational equity. It's very clearly given, and that's what the clear meaning of sustainable development is. So what is sustainable development? If you go to any book or if you refer any resource, it says that development of the resources which is not only from the present generation point of view but also for the future generation. So the concept of sustainable development, it refers to what? It refers to intergenerational equity, okay, generation wise, right? Okay, next question. Human development report for each of the year at global level is published by whom? Who publishes? The simple question is, who publishes the report, that is human development report, every year? You have to tell the body, whether it is UNDP, whether it is WTO, whether it is IMF or it is World Bank, the one who publishes the report, okay, with reference to human development index. It is done by whom? Yes, others. Question number 9th, everyone. Who does the human development, report which is at the global level? Okay, question number 9. Yes, answers have started falling in. Others also, come on. Yes, when we talk about the human development report, it is done none other than it is UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program. Now if you see India's rank, the latest rank of India is 131. Norway has topped the index. Sri Lanka is at the 72 rank. China is at 85. Bangladesh is at 133. Pakistan is at 130. 154. Now what is this? It is nothing but annual human development index, which talks about the changes for that generates attention and debate among the stakeholders and policy makers with respect to awareness of development. Which development? It talks about awareness of human development. So if you want to understand the development of human, this is the report, or this is the facts where we try to understand which country is doing better, which country is leading, which country is having what agenda. So this helps to create the long healthy and creative life, which is in the form of 4 pillars: sustainability, equity, productivity and empowerment. So no, answer is answer, or everyone is answering, it's UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program, right? Okay, yes. Now coming to the next one, which type of the natural hazards cause maximum damage to the property? So they have given the hazards, you have to highlight the one which causes maximum damage, whether it is hydrological, whether it is hydrometeorological, geological or geochemical. The one which is provides maximum damage, one which has maximum damage is basically listed as what, or it is called as what? Yes, everyone. Yeah, the natural hazards which has caused maximum damage from the given below. They've given you the list, you have to just identify the one which has maximum damage. So yes, hydrological, hydrometeorological, geological and geochemical. So from the listed below, hydrometeorological, now please try to understand, hydrometeorological is the one which definitely have the lot of impact, which is hazard wise, which is basically working as what? Which is basically working as a hazardous not only to the lives but also to what? Also to the property. So when I say hydrometeorological, it indicates what? It is something with definition of transfer of not only water but also energy. So it is a branch of meteorology that deals with what? With you can say this transfer of energy and water within the land surface, and that is something which is much more hazardous and which is much more dangerous not only to the properties but also to the human life, right? Okay, yes, that's all. We have the 10 questions for the day. As I told you that this entire week will be doing not only this week, next week also will be doing this people development and environment, so that maximum questions I can help you to cover and help you to understand some factual questions which will boost up your preparation for your examination. Obviously the long run series is going on, best series will be, a marathon series will be coming up at a stretch covering 50-100 questions, but for that first you have to start preparing for the small topics and gear up yourself. Okay, that's all for the day everyone. Thank you very much and see you in the next class.